Do you want to remove the tent or anything?
No, thank you. Green screen, yes. I have this.
I will say the benefit of having nothing on that wall is it is like perfect. If
Yeah,
you did for like
right.
You know, who actually are competitors.
All right,
I think
exit
Riley proved
interview
himself
week
that if he wants
3.
to, he can be a competitor.
Right.
So at this
Done.
point, if it were to where he brought himself down,
What does?
this one, I'll come grab it.
Okay.
Thank you.
because it's like popping behind your hand. I mean your shoulder.
If Keanu did bring
No,
Okay,
it is
that's
not.
fair.
But hey,
Nice to
I'm
do.
glad to be here, I guess, if I can be anywhere else.
and this is just us talking.
Adrian, I have to know,
If it
how in the
between
world
Catherine and
did you get
Riley,
evicted on
I
Lauren's
think I prefer Riley to go, just because I think
Mother
Mm.
flipper. They were running to the gate and she was scared
Okay.
to take a shot. If she wanted to hold on her hand, she did it successfully.
This case here.
But
for sure.
yeah,
and it's the type of thing where
people
you look at
just
it as being exactly
they wanted to
like
play it
more
safe.
danger
They're too
for Riley
scared to
here
make to
compared
route
to somebody else
to
on the
make
block.
moves to
Then of course
shake some feathers and
that's where, since it's your
they're just trying to play it
it's
safe.
like, you know, we're trying to protect you.
I know. Out of all, Lauren should have been the easy week.
I mean,
She
it's
was
just
the bond, but of course she put me and Will up.
Karen
She
looks
put
like,
which I thought she was close to
and
us
so what
too.
we're on.
It just showed me that she didn't really have loyalties to any of us.
I'm with you.
But herself, you know, to keep herself safe. And that's exactly what she did because the way at least one of my I guess philosophy is the only way you can be HOH and not get blood on your hands is to put up the house target or like do what the house wants or the house wants what you want. And that's exactly what she did. Me, Keanu, and Kelly were huge targets. The only thing I can't really figure out was why Will was up there. Maybe because he was literally the perfect pawn, and no one will go home against him. That was what my dad told the motorcyclist. Is that it was maybe that's why. But it's upsetting that she put me up. And I knew it was coming. She would not give me a straight answer ever. It was so devastating to know it.
I will tell you too, her very first conversation after she won HOH was with Vince, and her initial idea was that she wanted Ashley on the block, and she didn't even want Kelly on the block. Vince was like, well, Kelly might volunteer.
Okay.
And then,
I am currently listening to Adrian's exit interviews. I get to ask him one question for Black by Reality. Please check out our previous week's questions.
One thing from your game.
And I am just listening to what he has said to just build off of. That has been my strategy. I also have the live feeds on, and I thought Mickey and Zach's whole conversation was very juicy and interesting. I did do some live tweets about that, but right now most of the people are back in the kitchen. So as that's happening, I'm listening to Adrian to try and get some questions. But if you have any questions for Adrian, please let me know. And yeah, maybe it'll be our question for the podcast, the channel.
But the problem was I got second place in the first competition, and then I didn't plan for this in the first HOH competition to look so well playing that, because I looked at it. It was a simple physics problem. I remember this from like literally high school AP physics. I was like, okay, I know where these numbers go. I just have to balance
felt like
them.
Adrian
What I
prepped
really
so
was
well. I really do feel
just
bad
so badly
that he
I
went
looked
home.
so well. I was like, great. Now everyone thinks I was so close to winning. I was like, gosh dang it. The only thing I was a little uncertain what Vince would do if he did win. So then I was like, maybe I should try.
This is his interview with Taryn. Who do you think is making best moves strategy-wise? That is a good question for Adrian. Right now, Mickey, I don't know if you're all up to what's going on the live feeds, but Mickey has made a huge strategy move. I think we officially have a split house, which has been, it needed to happen. I feel like I've been a little bit out of this season because the house hasn't split yet. We're still doing all the easy moves. But Heavy Hitters is a true alliance now, I think, because they've worked together on votes. Ava is a standout. How she got Vince and
well, talk to me about this, because
Zach on
you did kind of come in and
on the
you
right side of
seemed
this
to really
vote.
like plant your flag on one side. In the first week, you know, from my perspective, sort of where things did go wrong, and I do agree with you, winning the first HOH, I was losing my mind. So many people were like, I want to throw this one. I was like, what?
Yeah.
But
Adrian
this vote
himself
seems
was
to
back
really
and
be,
forth on
an
whether he
issue for
wanted
you,
to win it. If you
because
see my first
you
impressions of the
were one of the
cast
only people in
and
the
his
house to just
interview
straight up say,
preseason,
I'm
he had
voting
no
to keep
clue what he
staying no
wanted to
matter
do.
what. I'm voting Amy out no matter what. And it was this position that seemed to limit your ability to connect with a lot of the people that wanted Amy to stay.
Got
and then
it.
was a reason to put you on the block the following week.
Oh,
what went into that
Amy,
decision?
I liked the
I couldn't go
question
back on
and
my word.
answer she
I
gave
simply gave my
for
word to Vince. I
last
gave my word
week's.
to Zay. I love
Hi,
Zay.
Lester Garcia. How are you
If he had
enjoying
stayed, I would've-
Big
he
Brother
would've been a bigger
27?
target than me. And Kelly
I'm
would've,
enjoying it, even though I think it was a little bit
simply
of a slow
the target
start.
would have been less on
Kelly,
me.
I
And
love Kelly being a
we would have
wild
had,
card,
if Zay
honestly,
did stay, then he
being
would have the winning votes.
a
But
block star,
towards the end, I knew
and
Zay
yet always
was
taking
never gonna have the
herself
votes,
off
nor was Kelly. I knew Amy was gonna be
basically
fine either
eviction
way,
night.
but I couldn't go back on my word because
But
I
yes,
guess in the
if
whole
you
house
are
where
interested in
everyone
more
lies, I
quick
thought I
videos
believed that
with the
honesty would
cast
have
after they're
worked
out,
in my favor,
our
and I
videos go
still
up
believe
on
that it would have
Monday.
if
And
I do
Lester, if you have
agree
a
that it did mess up with
question
my
for
connections.
Adrian,
Willing
let me
to get to
know.
make
Maybe it
better
could be worked
connections with
into
the
the
other side.
video.
That's the one thing I would also probably would have done more.
But
Was
right now I'm
probably make
listening to
better
Taryn
connections
tell Adrian
early on, and
basically
I
him
didn't
being
do
so
that simply because I didn't
anti
want to make
a girly
promises
pop
or get too
here
close to
is
people that
what
I may
got
have
him in trouble
potentially
this
put up.
week.
And
And then
what
I'll
was it?
watch
I
Mike
forgot my
Bloom's
train of thought.
interview to prep. I have to turn
I mean,
in a
you mentioned the
question by
liars thing.
7, but
Obviously,
obviously I just want to
a
do it
big
now
part of
so
your
I don't
game.
forget.
I have to know though, like, if everybody lies, how do you distinguish between, like, which lies are the bad lies,
Yeah.
which lies are worse than other lies? Because everybody's lying, right?
This is the thing about
Yeah,
Adrian, being
and
the
that's
honest
exactly
player,
would make
your
it
own
easy
big
for me to put
brother.
anyone
So
up,
people might want to get rid
right?
of you
And
because
it would also
of
force
that.
people to rather do two things: tell me the truth or face my wrath, right? So
Face your
it
wrath,
was more like
Adrian.
that. And especially if I had won, people were like, "Dang, we can't get Adrian out." But you know, he's honest. I've been honest with him. But yeah, like
Look, the honesty play
it
worked
depends
on
on the lie.
Zach.
So like
Zach
if I was still in the
told
house and
Mickey
Mickey still hadn't
today
used her
that
power,
he
then
wanted
she
to
would
keep
know that
Adrian
if
instead of
she
Will
remembers that
because
she
he
lied to
felt
me
like
when
he
I
was
asked her
an
about
honest
powers,
player.
and I
Hi,
would try
Maddie.
to play it cool, act
I
like I
am
didn't
doing interview
remember it.
prep
But
for
I think
my
it was
video
set
with
up in that way that
Adrian.
people did want to work
That's
with
going
me
to come
because
out
I was honest with them.
Monday. If you
Being
have a
like, well,
question,
everybody
let me
except
know in the
Rachel that I was
comments.
gonna
But
vote
right
Shane no
now,
matter
I'm
what
just
because I wanted
watching
to keep my word.
Adrian's
And I
videos that
think
are
that
coming
did
out
help me in certain
today
aspects
to
because
have like a
it led
good
people to
follow-up
one, want to
question.
work with me, and two, give me information I don't think I would have either way. Like I don't think Mickey would have wanted to work with me or told me what she told me if she didn't believe that I was an honest player that would keep my word.
Maybe.
And I did until she lied to me. Because she lied to me about the power, and I knew
But that's
she
the
had it. I
problem.
even gave
People
her
are gonna
a
lie to you in
simple.
Big Brother.
I didn't ask her if she had the power, so she won't out herself. I just asked if she knew who had the power, and you know what she told me? No, she didn't know. I was like, I call BS, and I knew she had the power.
All right, final question.
I don't know,
Most
guys.
important one.
Are
If
you
you
guys
had
watching live
a
feeds?
bread body
Did
pillow,
Adrian
what kind of bread would it
actually know about the power?
Probably like one of those loaves. A loaf.
I can't believe it.
The one you
He
brought out?
took that
Yeah,
bread out.
no, not this
When
one.
I tuned
love
into
this
the
one.
live
Oh,
feeds,
hey.
they kept zooming
But it
in
would've
on
been
that
like,
bread
let's say,
when
like
everyone was
sliced,
talking
low
in the
sliced
living
bread, like
room,
that
and
one.
I was like,
I would love it to like
what's
be
the
a body
significance
pillow,
of this?
smells
Someone
like
needs to tell
bread,
me.
looks
Oh,
like bread.
he's
I'm
holding
like,
up
I
the
don't know.
bread
I'm
for the
obsessed with
interviews.
bread. I don't
Okay.
think so, but I mean, I just thought it was funny that I would have that if they could give it to me.
I'll say, I think a
if I
lot of
won
people
HOH or something,
counted
but,
Adrian
I mean, I guess
out.
we'll never know, I guess.
He has a
Never
whole
know. All right, thank you so much,
personality
Adrian.
thing
Thank you.
around this bread. He has been pretty good at competitions and at least made it to the end with our girl Casey. I think he checks off most things. We have seen super fans do worse on the show. For God so loved the world that he gave his only son to... Oh, okay. Ask her what bread would she choose. You mean him. Adrian. Okay, I'm now gonna watch Adrian talk to Mike Bloom, which
listen, you
we
were able
love
to walk
over
out
here.
with some bread, probably not the bread that you were hoping, but
No,
you know.
not the bread I was hoping for, but I walked out with some bread. Yeah.
Well,
walking.
I would say that, you know, that
Okay,
yes,
that's
it was
kind of funny
probably
though. I feel
moistened
like
by
we're
a
gonna get
lot
a
of
lot of
tears and
bread
emotions that were
merch from
happening
Adrian as he
throughout those
comments
last
on
few
this
minutes of
season.
you in the house. Now, it's interesting because when Kelly won the blockbuster, you were very clearly, you know, emotional
Guys,
about it. And
Adrian
that sort of
crying
translates
after
to this
losing the
period
blockbuster
before
was
the
a
vote
lot,
where you're going around
honestly.
talking to
I
people,
think the
but
fact that it was
everyone is very
completely
upset when they're hearing
silent
the speeches
and
and
you just
everything.
hear him
So what was the
crying
sense
and he
that
so
you
obviously
got
didn't want to
over
face the
that period? Did you
camera
think that when Kelly
because that
won the
was just so
blockbuster, like, that's it,
devastating.
I'm done?
That got me.
Yeah,
I wasn't
I knew
exactly
that it
rooting
was
for
hard for
him,
me to
but
get votes.
that was rough.
If everyone stuck to their word, I would have had enough votes at least to break a tie, and I believe Lauren could have broken that. But it was risky because Lauren had done
Were
me
you
dirty
guys rooting
all
for a
week
tie
long.
vote? Let me
You
know
know,
in the
she put up Kelly, she
comments.
put up Will, and then she put up me to put the nail in the coffin. So it was a long shot
I think most
to
people
win
were
that
rooting
vote.
because when's the last
And I
time we've
kind of
had a
knew I was
tie
done.
vote on Big Brother?
Will was such a good pawn to put up. Like, no, everyone loves
Everyone
the guy.
really
No
tries
one's
to
threatened
avoid
by
that.
him. And I was seen as too big of a potential comp beast. And also at
Too
the same
big of a
time, I
potential
was close to
comp
Kelly
beast.
and Keanu,
Okay,
which were the
Adrian.
two other biggest targets in the house. So yeah, it was very emotional because I loved everyone. I believe everyone did love me, and it was hard. It was hard to see me go.
People did love him. There was a lot of tears.
Oh man, I love the guy. I didn't want to see him go, but I didn't want to see myself go. You know, I had a lot of fight in me. I've trained for these comps. I had a lot.
And also Will, what he had to say about Adrian going out really got me.
Some people were like, what was the name of this? Who was this winner? Who played it? Dude, I knew all the answers. I was like, oh yeah, that was season 24. I was season 20, right? I'm like, I knew all the comps. I knew all the names. And I knew like the best strategies for them, but I had to like shut my mouth, act like I didn't know. Like, hey, what comp were you talking about? Oh, okay, thanks. So I was trying to like downplay my knowledge of the game, but that didn't really help me too much in the long term, I guess. So.
Well, you talked about, you know, having the votes. You know, I guess I can reveal to you that certainly there were some wheels in motion to potentially tie the vote up and have Lauren break the tie. There were just some stirrings over the past 24 hours or so leading up to your eviction where Vince and Zach, you know, had talked with Ava a little bit.
Keanu and Zach are talking on the live feeds in the workout.
And also at the same time don't want to necessarily be linked with the other
It might
people
sound like a lot, but I'm
What's
having
your
the live
reaction
feeds
to all
on
that?
and Adrian's interview with Mike Bloom on right now.
100% I would have got out of
I
that
mean,
question.
I understand. Like, I didn't want to.
Because when they said that question, I was like,
and ask them to vote on both sides
So-
to save their game. But at the same time, I had to save my game, right? I was like, it was a possibility that I could have still stayed in the house and rally the votes against Will. But everyone would have had to stick to their word. But again, they're already scared. They're scared to go against the house. And I'm like, they say that they're not afraid to make moves. I let them know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the guys are working out. I'm waiting for them to talk game. Morgan and Jimmy are talking. Oh no, they're outside.
Coming after him. I said I would win, and I'm not afraid to take that shot. They knew that I was a competitor, and I was hoping that they would still vote on my side.
Do you guys have any questions for Adrian of Big Brother 27? Please let me know in the comments. I'm basically doing interview prep right now by watching his interviews.
Maybe I should just play with like people that have some, guts, some guts in the game.
Do we really think everyone else doesn't have guts? It's so interesting that Adrian's whole thing is that no one in the house had guts to save him. And then Mickey just made a huge brave move after he was gone.
Perhaps the biggest one of this cast. And so I think a lot of us were surprised when we see you on the feeds and you're playing not only this very low-key game, but you're really preaching these ideas of honesty and loyalty.
Yes, let's get into this, Mike.
Was that something you came in with the intention of doing, or did something change once you got in there that caused you to go in that direction?
I feel like it changed.
I wasn't planned. My strategy wasn't. I didn't
exactly.
This whole concept of being honest and like loyal.
Because Adrian was talking big stuff before he got in that Big Brother house, and then he became a softie, talking about he didn't want to lie.
They're gonna start lying, and they're gonna lie about their vote. They're gonna lie to your face. And I didn't want to play that game. And I knew that long term, I believed it would have helped me out.
I wonder
in the
though.
Long run. And I truly
he thought it would help in the long run.
I think it would have came in handy because without people, everyone told me like.
Did he want to be a Cody? Is that it? I'm thinking of like honest players who kind of make it to the end. I feel like Cody Calafiore probably fits that bill.
I truly do trust him. The only
But he would have to
downfall was I
win
was
a lot
associated with other
more
people that
in
played
order for that
way different
strategy to
games.
work.
Kelly, she played super hard. She was a huge target. She was instigating things, and you know that people didn't like that. But I was associated with Kelly pretty right off the bat. Same thing with Keanu. Keanu has been known to lie. He lied to me, even though he voted to keep me. You know, he was the house biggest target. You know, people saw him as a huge physical threat. He's lied in the past, and they just associated. Since Kelly was close to Keanu and I was close to Kelly, we just kind of got bunched together and say, hey, these are the 3 biggest targets in the house. We need to get them out. So, I guess that was kind of like the downfall, but
I'm doing prep for Adrian and Big Brother 27's interview that we're going to have. The video will come out Monday. Let me know in the comments what you would ask Adrian. But right now he's talking about why he switched from preseason, being a super fan, knowing what you need to do to win Big Brother, to wanting to play an honest game.
But I didn't really, when I got in there, I changed my mind and decided that I wanted to play a low-key, kind of fall in the background.
He got scared. Let's be honest.
I was already seen as
he's given all the house guests that are still in that house
it's rather you win it,
all this backlash for playing scared, but he got scared and also wanted to play low-key, which is fine. People win that way.
Season 16, Derek said it perfectly. Like you want to come off strong, but not too strong. Second
he
place,
says Derek. Didn't I just say Cody?
I kept getting
he wants to be a Cody, but he says Derek.
Won, you know?
Because Derek gets much more applause with the Phantom.
And they saw me as a threat.
That makes sense.
Well, something that probably did not help is the fact that you went around to people saying, like, we've got to get the liars out of the game, which I think some people that would lie, which a lot of people do in Big Brother, would take as a sign of like, oh no,
you can't. You can't make
about that tactic.
I wanted to drive kind of the stigma that, hey, don't lie to me or I'm coming for you, right? So you could be
That's
honest. That's
such a bad strategy, Adrian. Don't lie to me or you're going out.
To not lie about it. If you don't want to give me your vote, that's fine. But don't say you're going to give me it and then lie about it, because then I'm coming after you. So like,
such a mess.
And I think with that, for the most part, most people
such
came
a
to
mess.
Me with the truth.
This is with Mike Bloom
but I knew who the
for
liars
Parade.
were. I knew Mickey seemed to be pretty open about working.
Mickey's
with me
the biggest schemer. I would have loved to see how he would have handled Mickey backstabbing him.
Has yet to be confirmed to me, but I know she has the power. I mean,
I can confirm that is indeed the case, and it's a big.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, she had the power. I asked her if she. I didn't ask her if she had the power. I set it up in the way so she could not lie to me. I said, do you know who has the power? So that she's not directly telling me that she has the power.
Okay, but she still lied,
said, no.
saying,
I knew she had the power.
I don't know who, do you know who has the power?
Really
and she says, no, you do know.
I would have loved to work with Mickey, but the only thing is she wouldn't give me her vote. And I knew that from the start. I was just planning to win because I felt
there's
like
conflicting
if I did win,
things here.
I can still make it far in that game as long as I won and I wasn't up there against Will tonight or last night. But I didn't win, of course. Got close, but close isn't good enough, you know?
Well, let's finish with some rapid fire thoughts.
I mean, you came out pre-jury. I don't think that's close, but I still love Adrian.
Few words that come to mind
It's a sweet guy.
That person.
All right.
I heard this comes out in paragraphs.
Ashley.
Like one word, man.
No,
one word.
No sense of urgency.
No sense of urgency.
No sense.
Right,
Love
how
her.
about,
Okay,
how about Ava?
Ava.
Floater.
Floater?
Okay, even though she helped make the push to get you out?
I know, Mike is like, Ava Pearl is not a floater.
She was never going to give me the vote. I knew she would never give me the vote, and she was scared of physical threats, and I knew that. And the fact that, like,
I don't even think Ava said anything about physical threats.
A lot with the house, and every time you try to talk games, sometimes she's always like, she pretends and like say, "Oh, I'm clocked out." And it's just like, I don't really see her making big moves. I see her just kind of like.
That just means she's not working with you.
Off people's radar, which works, but it's just not a game it's not someone I would want to work with long term. I would want someone that had guts. I want to take shots. I want to make big moves. You know, that isn't afraid to take a shot at the other side. I was trying to win so that I was gonna plan to win the next HOH.
See, this
so that
is
my side starts
such a
some power, I
paragraph.
can knock out
I see
some
why
numbers
it's so
from the
long
other side.
now.
How about Jimmy?
Jimmy, he's a freaking liar.
He's a freaking liar, which is
one thing he loves more than lying
which is the
is
consensus.
the
Not
spotlight.
surprised.
And the greatest way I was going to return that favor was put him on the block like he did
He
to
does
me, but
love the
never got that
spotlight.
chance. So
I agree.
Catherine.
I like Catherine, especially
because she's barely playing the game.
I would have protected her and Riley in the game.
Because they're barely playing the game.
Unfortunately, the house was playing scared and keep me in.
All right, one of the people you said you were linked up with, Keanu.
Keanu, love the guy. Love the guy. I hope if he's still target, I hope he gives the house.
Adrian loves Keanu.
He could do it if he can keep taking himself off. I hope he doesn't get backdoored like I did. But I just hope he doesn't get paired up.
I don't
with
know
Kelly
if people are really backdooring people.
I want both of them to go kind of far.
Okay, so Adrian's rooting for Keanu.
Kelly.
How do you guys feel about that?
So
Please
much.
like the live and share with your fellow Big Brother fans.
But I wish I could have told her more about games, like strategies for different competitions potentially coming up, especially the BB Comics, Wall Comp.
Damn. I do feel bad for Adrian that he's not going to be there for BB Comics and the Wall Comp. Like, he built the Wall Comp. He's a carpenter.
Laser comp, I told her this is gonna be lasers.
Please like the live.
Get low. And then I guess in the storage room, she was literally
right now, I'm prepping for Adrian's interview. If you have any ideas for questions, please comment.
Because I knew exactly what competition it was gonna be. Of course, she didn't win, but I knew a lot. So I tried to give her the best help I could.
Well, how about Lauren?
Lauren,
oh my gosh, you're either lying to me or you're running freaking scared, man.
She was so scared. Lauren was frightened. Maybe since all of his interviews have been about playing scared, maybe my question will be about Lauren.
But if her goal was to make it to the end, I don't know how well that's going to work. Because I know there are some sides that I would say are stronger that are willing to put her on the block, whether she voted with them or against them. So
why do you keep saying she when Adrian's a he?
Mickey, she's probably the most well-positioned.
That is my partner in the comments.
Especially with that power, she's planning to work on jury. She's trying to get people out that she knows that one she can't work with, and one that she wouldn't have the jury votes.
Again, another paragraph.
She's well positioned in this house. The only thing
Lauren is well positioned because she's playing scared. So
who she was gonna target, just to make sure that that I knew she wasn't gonna vote my way, and I knew that I trusted that she, I think we
the non-binary misgendering in the comments.
Number one person to take it in the end. So I made sure that my close allies knew.
Because Jordan doesn't really watch; they just know everything from what I'm talking about.
I guess stir the pot a little bit, like make people take shots. Stop running scared, man. Y'all gonna come after each other eventually, so I hope my side takes.
Oh, I'm so interested to see what Adrian will say watching at home. Morgan's scared of you, Adrian?
I knew she wasn't giving me her vote.
I might have to move on. I might have to move on to Sharon's interview with him, because he's going to say everyone else is basically scared the whole time. So let's move on to Sharon's interview. The exclusive with Sharon Tharp.
I mean, I wish I was still in the house, but I mean, I'm here, but I don't mind. Maybe
let me check what's happening on the live feeds.
Who or what do you blame, I guess, the most?
Looks like Keanu and Zach are still working out.
Most for my eviction. I mean, I could do a lot to blame, but I guess at the core, it would have to be.
Please like the live, guys.
Because she put me up.
Currently going through Adrian's exit interviews to prep for my own. The video will be out on Monday.
Which was to get the least blood on her hands, and the way that you do that is put up the house targets, and people are okay with. Up
so he says Lauren, he blames.
But I mean, if she hadn't
makes
put me
sense.
up, I wouldn't have been here. So,
very true.
At the core of it, I mean, I know there was a lot more people that.
Although Ava is a big major part.
And I feel like I know those people that have. But I mean, it's hard to blame 5 people, or like, you know what I mean? Like, so I'm like one.
It's hard to blame 5 people. Blame them. Blame them.
Like, do you feel a little betrayed? I mean, Zach and Vince voted to evict you, and had they not, it at least would have been a tie. Like, what are you thinking in terms of those guys?
I don't know, guys. Do you think it would have been worth it to go to a tie? Let me know in the comments.
And Vince, he was iffy because, I knew he said, like, he would vote to keep me, but I knew that he was kind of well liked in the house by, like, he felt like he was playing both sides. Like, every time we were in the room with Lauren, we're
Vince
talking about
is the
nominees,
most sneaky player for sure
He was
this
only
season.
saying Keanu because that was the name in the room. I said Jimmy, then he said Jimmy. Vince is quiet. He's not throwing names out there. So I knew that if you're not throwing names out there, it's because you're good with everyone. If you're good with everyone,
that's
you don't
a good read.
out there. So,
okay, this is the first thing. I'm very pro for Adrian.
Me, but I questioned if he would have ever. But because I know he's going to rooms with Morgan and Mickey and Jimmy.
Okay, he's about to list out a whole alliance accidentally.
Kelly and I, and then Riley. He stays up late with Morgan and Zach, and I'm like,
Morgan and Zach.
I'm not surprised that
yeah,
they didn't
he's
join,
clocked
to keep me because I knew that they had like other alliances to support, and they didn't want to risk their games. But I'm definitely gonna call Zach a chicken when he gets out.
Okay.
I call him chicken every time we play chess. I'm definitely gonna give him. I'm gonna call him a chicken when he gets out. So for sure.
Well, speaking of, like, do you feel like, at least from the viewer standpoint, you were sort of closed off from working with Rachel, the other side of the house.
Okay.
Do you regret that? Like, do you wish you had sort of opened up more connections? Because you were very
being
more
a super fan
guys, right?
who's anti working with Rachel is very interesting.
Rachel, I mean, I would have liked to potentially have worked with her, but I just didn't know her game. And the one time we talked, she felt like an interviewer. She works in like casting.
He did critique her for interviewing.
So, like, I wouldn't say basic, but she's like, "What is your sweetest moment, your happiest place?" And I'm like,
you know what?
Like,
Rachel was working with production on those interview questions. It was supposed to be like, and cut to, oh my gosh, we have a moving moment with Adrian. But honestly, that's kind of helpful. Kind of helpful for the edit, because she did that. Didn't she do that with Will?
If that's the game, but the way she's saying it
to talk about his military service.
I didn't know if I could trust her or not. And the fact that she was also a huge target, it's one of the reasons why Amy was a target. But Will was also very liked too.
Will is very liked.
Yeah, when it came to Rachel, we didn't talk much game, and it was also hard to connect. I feel like we connected a little bit more, but I know she was a little upset that I didn't open up more about my family, because mostly, I'm okay talking about my family, but I didn't want to go too into detail about like my family's life, because I'm trying to keep them. They didn't sign up for the show, so I'm trying to keep them.
That's fair.
Trying to respect their privacy, and I guess she just wanted people to be more of an open book like she was, and I guess it just kind of led us to be on opposite sides.
Interesting.
Okay. You almost didn't go up, right? Like, Lauren was really considering putting Ashley up. Do you feel like you did enough socially to like avoid getting on the block, or do you think it was just
currently watching Adrian's exit interviews of Big Brother 27 to prep for my question? If you have a question for Adrian, let me know in the comments, but it will be on Black by Reality's channel. We talk about reality TV through a Black Queer lens.
Be as upset as Ashley would have been. It probably wouldn't have ruffled as many feathers. I was just on the smaller end of the house from my perspective. That was just not.
Adrian seems pretty aware that he was on the side of the house with less power, but he wanted to play an honest game, and that hurts. This is his interview with the exclusive with Sharon Tharp.
People that do win, do have power, and I mean, I feel like I could have played socially a little bit better. I think if I had to do something different, besides not throwing the first HOH, was probably to be socializing a little bit more with people, with everyone. Because I knew that, especially when it came to Rachel, if I was going to be willing to put her on the block, I didn't want to make her promises I couldn't have. I didn't want to get like too close to the people that I potentially would have put up. like said, hey, I got you, and like make a deal with everyone.
Very
Hey,
interesting.
I could have done that. I could have gone to everyone. Hey, you're safe with me. You're safe with me. You're safe with me, and just never win.
Yo, he
But the thing
basically
is,
said, I could be a Vince.
I was
Vince
already being
saying
seen
that
as too good of a
everyone,
competitor
promising
to
things
kinda
to
lay low
everyone
like
was
that,
wild.
to like not win.
You know what? I guess Adrian
So
and Vince are like opposite ends of the
I lost my
spectrum
train of thought.
It's okay.
for Big
I wanted to
Brother.
ask about that
And it
because
can
I
be a
think,
lot.
you know, you're a fan of the show. Like, you were so against lying in that game. Like, what was it? Like, do you really think you can get to the end without lying? You were so anti-lying.
Okay. I really do believe if I had to play again, I'll probably play it the same way. Not the same way, but like the line.
Do we know what his favorite season of Big Brother was? I know he's a fan of Derek now.
Okay. That's just how I am in real life. I don't like to lie. I hate liars, and I just think honesty is the best thing. And the way what my plan was to work was when the blockbuster come down. And
when the blockbuster
basically
comes
save myself when I needed to.
Do you guys have any questions for Adrian? Please let me know in the comments.
In due time, especially after this week, it would have showed me.
I kind of feel bad, but I kind of want to ask him about his perspective on Rachel Riley. But that's what I asked Amy. I'm like, my questions for everyone coming out can't just revolve around Rachel Riley.
It's the reason why Mickey gave me so much information. I feel like a lot of people, especially people that weren't going to give me their vote, told me a lot of their gameplay, a lot of their truth, because they trusted that I wouldn't tell anybody. They trusted that I wouldn't come after them.
I wonder who that is, though. Who would tell them?
You did tell people, though, about what Mickey told you.
That's true.
Told Zach and Vince, right? Like, you...
Call him, Sharon. Call him, Sharon.
I don't know what it was shown, but the only reason is because Mickey lied to me. I said, if you lie to me...
So he betrayed... Okay, interesting.
I told her, just don't tell me if you don't want to. But I asked her a question so she doesn't lie to me. And I didn't ask her if she had the power. I said,
so I guess that's part of Adrian's wrath,
you know what she told
is
me?
ratting out secrets after there's a lie.
And I knew that was a flat-out lie. Was I wrong? No, I wasn't. So I knew she was lying to me, but I knew that she wouldn't have put me up. And that's the only reason. I didn't tell Zach and Vince about her plans until she lied to me then. I was hoping that she wouldn't lie to me. If she didn't, I would have kept the power thing a secret. But she lied to me. That was I guess, my drawing point, I guess.
Speaking of, real quick, the reaction to... So Riley won HOH last night, and Mickey dethroned him.
Yep.
I know. I was like, Riley, come on. I love Riley. I know he has that fire in him. Like you said, when he sees red, he sees red, right?
Riley went off, apparently, after he was dethroned.
Worry me because I know that one of the people she might put up is Riley and Catherine for putting them up. I told them that I would protect them from that side, and I think it's one of the reasons why they would have voted with me, and plus that I was the honest player.
That makes sense.
So Adrian, you were really fun in your preseason interviews. A lot of energy. You were like, people are not going to see this strategy before. Looking back, is
not bringing up the
that
preseason interviews,
because it didn't necessarily play out the way that you wanted it to.
Play differently, like what I plan to do differently in the house or pre-house.
No, like based on what you said preseason and then actually playing the game. Like, was it different than you thought?
Yeah, because he was anti-lying.
I would have played. I would say similarly, except I wouldn't have thrown the first HOH. I said to myself, I
wouldn't have thrown the first.
Rule number one for like every winner must follow is you either join or create the winning alliance. But the best way I believe to do that is to do it from a position of power, and that's to win the first HOH. Some people are scared of it, and I thought that if I threw the HOH, I didn't want to make it look like I threw it. So that's why I did so well at the beginning. I knew exactly where the numbers needed to go. It was simple physics, okay, this is 3 times length.
Is this revisionist history?
The 3 there. I knew exactly how to do it. But I didn't want the blood on my hands. I was like, maybe I could, kind of go in the background, like kind of play low. But the problem was I was already considered too big of a threat for getting second place. And then
I think.
What was I saying?
I think I know what I want to
I think I
have my question be for Monday after all of this.
Is probably wouldn't have I wouldn't be afraid to win. Because at this point I would.
Interesting. Yeah, that's pretty good. What's happening on the live feeds right now?
We just have to make
Ashley
sure
and Will are
we keep
speaking.
Rachel.
Yes. Yes.
We keep Rachel. But I'm realizing all of a sudden,
Lots of
when I
strategy
talked to Morgan
happening.
this morning, now she wants Lauren and Jury. Interesting. Because I have been saying them four, so now you basically showed me your hand. Those are your three, with Lauren included now. Because I've seen it twice, I was like, oh, I don't know.
Alright,
Like
I think I'm
Lauren
gonna
thing
submit my
exactly
question for Adrian,
like 2 or 3
guys.
times now, but I didn't think anything of it. But now
I thought about it.
I'm like, okay.
And
Understood.
Understood.
I think as a
She
super
just thinks I'm
fan,
dumb, so she'll
comparing
accidentally say
his
things that I'm like,
game to people for
Yes, I'm
previous
so
house
surprised.
guests might be
So surprised.
the way to go.
Oh my
oh, she's so
Unless
funny.
you guys
But she
have
didn't know
another
that I knew
idea,
that
let
Mickey
me
had
know
it
in the
right.
comments.
So her acting was so bad yesterday, which told me that she knew.
Yeah.
But I already knew because remember, and I said they were
Stomach
my
still feels nauseous. I just peed for the first time in like hours. Yeah.
That's Rachel
Which is also
talking about being.
not ideal.
Alright, my question.
But I'm like, it's. There's nothing we can do. I know.
Let's see. When was Cedric on Big Brother? It was just last season, right? Yeah.
No, I think she's still in the shower getting ready. Yeah. I'm squeezed behind it.
I feel bad. I feel like I was annoying.
Oh well.
Let's see. What other conversations? Oh, it's just Jimmy and Rachel. What is Rachel wearing? Someone's in the bathroom, Ashley.
Yeah, nothing to worry about this week.
Yeah, true. My dirty clothes. That's what you gotta worry about.
Yup.
I feel like Rachel's wearing a sash.
So, in my head, I'm always like, cool, we can make it to day 38 now at least.
Yeah, same.
I can't
So
believe
next
it's...
week's day 31, but I know I'm not going up, so the week after that, 38.
Yeah, truth.
Jimmy's confidence is kind of annoying me.
Get to compete next week's HOH?
I don't think so, no, but Riley does. That would make sense to me anyway.
Mickey's out of the area.
No.
Oh, she's in DR? I thought she was in Ashley. Hilarious.
It's working though. That's the only reason I'm still here.
Yeah, keep doing
I think I would have been there.
Actually, now I'm thinking
Amy,
again of other
that week.
moments.
it. Yeah.
Kelly.
You know what?
That's
I might not do
it's
that.
so amazing.
I'm rethinking.
I know, me too. Kelly's touching the ground. Her dog.
She had so many.
Kelly is so
It's so crazy.
funny. You smell so bad.
It's hard to dislike her, but she's so funny.
After losing the... It's not BB Blockbuster. What is it now?
Good grass. Nice grass. I love your grass.
Crazy.
What's our live eviction
I just love the warmth. Kelly,
competition called again?
Girl, come sit. Thank you.
Yeah, so extra.
I want to call it BB Blockbuster, but I know it's not. Oh no. Oh, it's right back. I'm gonna mute. I cannot stand that song whatsoever. They had to compete in the... No, it is BB Blockbuster. Okay. For some reason, I thought it was called something else because of the mystery of this theme of this season. Okay. After losing Blockbuster was emotional to watch. Then Will talked about you being a good person in his eviction speech. All right, I want to talk about the emotions of that night. What was the moment of you crying with Kelly like after what was the moment of you crying with Kelly like? What was it like going from crying with Kelly to preparing to make your final speech against Will? Also, like, why did you pull Keanu? I think that mostly encompasses what I want to say. Watching you cry into Kelly's shoulder after losing BB Blockbuster was emotional to watch. Then Will talked about you being a good person in his fiction speech. What was it like going from crying with Kelly to preparing to make your final speech against Will? It's like emotionally and mentally. I just want something that gives a juicy answer. How did you mentally transition? Because you have to get back into game mode, right? Again, I am open to taking suggestions in the comments. I feel like, was it hard? What was it like trying to my foot just fell asleep. Oh my gosh. Okay, what was it like trying to transition from those heightened emotions to mentally preparing to make your final speech against Will and scramble before that? Okay, what was it like trying to transition from those heightened emotions to mentally preparing to make your final arguments in a scramble with Keanu and your speech against Will? I think that encompasses everything that he tried to do. Watching you cry into Kelly's shoulder after losing BB Blockbuster was emotional to watch. Then Will talked about you being a good person in his eviction speech. What was it like trying to transition from those heightened emotions to mentally preparing to make your final arguments in a scramble with Keanu and your speech against Will? I hope that's good. Because that's a lot. I'm just thinking of, like, how do you go from sobbing into her arms? He's no longer crying, like, when we cut back to them. And, like, how much talking does he get to do, really, from then? What was it like trying to transition from those heightened emotions to mentally preparing to make your final? Yeah, because Will got to go first. So I think that question makes the most sense. Again, this video will go up on Monday. Please subscribe to Black by Reality for your Big Brother content. Yeah, and other than that, we are talking about Perfect Match, which comes out today. We're going to be recapping with Ty of Destination X and Quita Tinsley. I also finished doing exit interviews for Destination X. It's a fun little show on Peacock and NBC. And there was Josh Martinez of Big Brother this season who kick-started it, makes a huge Big Brother blow-up move, and it actually really pays off in the end for the other contestants. So I think it's very interesting how that all played out. You can find those interviews on the channel now. The Traders is coming up soon, so I have to start thinking about that. And we did an interview with the Ultimatum Queer Love, AJ and Brittany, and that was really fun. I got to talk to them about what it was like being the only Black couple this season, and they had a really great response. Some of the answers was like different than I even expected, and that's pretty much it, guys. We're at 45 minutes and I have to go back to other things, but I submitted my question. So again, I'll get that response on Monday, and I'm gonna go back to watching the live feeds because it's pretty juicy. I have tweeted some of the things people have said. I might make some TikToks about it, but also I have to get into watching Perfect Match. So much TV. Anyways, once again, I'm Nicole Weaver, guys. See you next time.